Hi everyone, you're watching Captured by Cage. Make sure you comment, like and subscribe, and thank you for subscribing. I am now on 22 followers. So anyway, I'm a hustler baby, woo! And I just want you to know, hey, I'm here to give some advice, and I'm not no hoe. Or maybe I am. Welcome back guys to my channel. It's Friday, which means we're not talking about photography, we're just talking about life in general. Video was requested by Abi Chow. So girl, I know you be watching it at home and I miss you, girl. And I wish I had like some sangria and I'll be like cheers to Abi, but we're in a bathroom, so it's just a bit different, innit? So anyway, so she requested that I do this video, so make sure you guys check out her on her channel because she talks about adulting and income and all of them like really like important things that we should really know. Okay, so before I give you guys advice and tell you how I stay motivated and all that stuff, we're gonna go back in time and I'm just gonna tell you how I was kind of raised, because that helps with how I am today. It shows you why I am the way I am today. So basically I grew up with both parents in the household. My mum worked a 9 to 5. She was more into admin. She's very organized, whereas my dad, he was very creative. Now he juggled loads of jobs and I was there to witness it. He used to be a security guard in a theatre, and he also used to volunteer at the local radio station, which he would take me to even though I wasn't allowed to go around hide under the desk. He would also volunteer at my primary school and he would teach kids how to play football, and he would also come on my school trips with me as well. And he also worked in a children's home for mentally, they weren't disabled, but mentally like just bad breeds, basically. A home like Tracy Beaker, basically. Oh my god, I can't believe I said that, but yeah, that's what he used to do. So it's not that I grew up thinking, oh my god, I want to be just like my dad. It was never that, but being around that and witnessing that, I think that definitely had an impact on me, and it taught me that it was okay to do whatever you want to do. It's okay to have lots of different jobs, because I know that there's some households and some parents out there that are like, you need to be a lawyer, you need to be a doctor, you need to do this. Whereas I grew up thinking you can do anything and you can do everything you want. So that is very helpful. So if you want to be a hustler and if you want to know how to juggle different jobs, you have to actually accept who you are, accept yourself, accept that who cares about everyone else's judgment. Like, do your thing, bruv. If you've got a goal and you need to get there, do your thing. Okay, now, so ultimately when it comes to being a hustler, the aim is to have multiple sources of income. Now, I didn't necessarily plan on having 4 jobs at once, or I didn't even plan these specific jobs. It kind of just naturally happened, but I think it happened because I have a purpose, and that is one of my main advice to you. If you want to start hustling, you need to have a purpose. Now, a lot of people's purpose they're motivated by money, and money is their motivation. And to me, I think it's very dangerous, because ultimately, in my opinion, money is the root of all evil. And if you're just motivated by money, you will definitely compromise your morals and you'll do things that you would never think or thought of even doing in a negative way. Like when you think of hustlers, a lot of people think of strippers, prostitutes, drug dealers, because they ultimately hustle, they're making their money, they're doing whatever. They don't have a moral compass necessarily, or they may have a moral compass, but they just don't care in it. Like, so that's not my aim and that's not what I'm promoting. So my aim is, for you guys, my advice, is to find your purpose. Now, personally for me, my purpose is to evoke emotion through my creative ventures. I want to do acting projects that really impact the world. I want to do photography projects that impact the world in a way that I love and I care. That's my purpose in life, I feel like. Now, finding your purpose in life may be hard, especially if you haven't really thought about it or you just don't know where you're going in life. But my thing and my advice would be, in order to find your purpose, just go back to your childhood, because I feel like everything stems from your childhood. Go back to it and think about, when I was younger, what did I do that made me happy and that I was really good at, and I didn't make much of an effort to be good at it. So for example, with me, when it came to acting, I was naturally good at it, and there were so many people that was trying so hard, and all the teachers would always be like, Keisha, you're a natural. So then I knew, I like this, I'm a natural, this is something that I want to do. So kind of go back to your childhood and think about your purpose. And once you find your purpose, then you can act accordingly. So when it comes to being creative, if you are creative and you're watching this, I think you need to just own the fact and understand the fact that the system really wasn't created for creatives to thrive. Like, we have to try harder, and we're not respected at all. Like, a lot of people don't respect creatives until they've made it. Until you're the Beyoncés, until you're the Da Vinci's, the Picassos, until you're the Jean-Paul Gaultier, that's when you're respected. But if you're a creative and you're coming up and you're trying to sell your products to people and you're trying to do this and that, nobody cares and nobody really respects it. So if you're creative, you genuinely have to be passionate about what you're doing, and that's why I say it's so important to have a purpose, and that will guide you. And I genuinely think my purpose has guided me, because think about it. And when it comes to being a reception at a casting agency, it's still in the world of entertainment. Do you know what I mean? I get to know behind the scenes. I don't think I'm necessarily going to be an actress because I'm a receptionist at a casting agency. That's a bit ridiculous. But at the same time, I'm meeting people, I'm networking. Working in a theatre, I genuinely worked in a theatre for nostalgic purposes, but also it's a theatre with actors, directors, creative directors. I'm networking, I'm in the industry. Acting as an extra, I'm in the industry. I'm meeting assistant directors. Photography is a bit random to acting, but then I'm taking headshots of actors. I'm still in the industry. So ultimately, find your purpose and be in that industry and find jobs within that industry. And you have to remember as well, there's so many opportunities, and a lot of times you do see opportunities, but sometimes your fear makes you ignore it. For example, I remember seeing an audition and I was reading for it and I was trying to remember the script, and it was sick. It was about like AI, and I was like, this is something I want to do, but did I go to the audition or did I stay at home like a PUSS? Wow, baby. I stayed at home because ultimately I was scared. And I think if you're going to be a hustler, you kind of need to get rid of that fear. No. It's natural to fear. Sorry, I'm not telling you to get rid of fear. It's like, feel the fear and do it anyway. So a lot of the times I do get nervous with things, but you still just have to do it. So just think about it. If you found your purpose, or you're finding your purpose of what you want to do, you may see opportunities all the time that you ignore. Just go for it. Just apply for it, because you know what? It doesn't hurt to apply for jobs. I had so many random jobs, and sometimes being a hustler, it leads you to dead ends. You might try something and you're like, "Bro, what am I doing? This don't feel right." Just, you know what? Get out of it. And that's the greatest thing. You have to have that get out mentality. You have to feel like, okay, I'm gonna do this job, I'm gonna try it, let me see if I can make money from it, let me see if it makes me happy. It's not making me happy anymore, nah, bounce, find another job. Because you know what, there are so many jobs out there. There are so many jobs out there. Okay, so once you find your purpose, how do you stay motivated? Because sometimes there are days when I'm like, what am I doing? The best way to stay motivated, and the best way I stay motivated, is I think about who inspires me. So think about who inspires you. So for example, the person that inspires me is Kimora Simmons. Ever since I was a young teenager, I used to watch her reality show, which was called Life in the Fab Lane. And if you don't know who Kimora Simmons is, she's a model and a mogul, and she was married to Russell Simmons. So what I loved about her show is that she wasn't just this pretty model taking pictures. She was a grown-ass woman. She's Black and Asian, she was beautiful, she was tall, she was unapologetic, and not only that, because that's just personality traits, she had her own business. She was the CEO, so we used to watch her go into her business, have these meetings, have events, and she would be delegating tasks, and she would have successful events, and that inspired me, because I was like, you know what, I actually want to be that person. I want to be able to juggle, I want to be able to have kids, be an actress, be a photographer, have my own business, delegate tasks, have a big house, have a car. Like, those are the things that inspired me. So I'm like, if she can do it, I know I can do it, and it motivates me, because I know even though I'm taking baby steps, baba steps, it's still making steps to what I want to do. So if you find someone that inspires you, or you probably already have people that inspire you, or a certain person, that should help motivate you, so you can relate it to what you want in order for you to get what you want. There's a lot of what you want. I hope I'm making sense. But that is how I hustle and how I stay motivated. But ultimately, it is up to you. And I don't know, I just think money is a dangerous one to be motivated by, because, or, okay, how about this? You may be motivated by money, but just make sure, what is the money for? Like, why are you just motivated by money? The money must be for what? To buy a bigger house, to spend money on family trips. Like, what is that money for? And then that should motivate you to want to do it. And then if it's not motivating you, then maybe that is not what you really want. Ultimately, if that's not motivating you and you're having struggle with your purpose, maybe what you want is not really what you want. So think about the signs, take your time to reflect. And a lot of the time, there's a difference between what we want and what we actually are doing. So if you're struggling with purpose, struggling staying motivated, think about what you're actually doing. what you've actually done in the past, and maybe that will help you. But ultimately, reflect. I hope this was helpful, guys. I hope it was helpful. I think I spoke a lot, but ultimately, you know, it's your girl, it's Friday. Sorry. But anyway, yeah, so make sure you guys comment below. Please tell me what you thought of this video. And also, have you hustled before? What's your hustle been? Tell me down below. Let's create a community, and please share this video if you liked it, because I really want to get some more subscribers and try and help the algorithm, you know, how you know. See you guys on Tuesday for photography for beginners. Chase.